Good morning. Today is August 25th, 2020. I'm Dr. Sun. I'm recording here for Art Foundation 1, the second week where we are going to start working on your project. So before I videotape the actions in terms of how to execute project 1, I would go through the previous section on Canvas. So I'm going to share my screen. Right in here. So this is Art Foundation 1. Well, I should actually pick this. Oh, wait a minute. Art Foundation 1 here. Okay, 101. So section 1 or section 2 are the same. So in order for you to get the contents correctly, you'll first see the home page, and in the end, you're going to see start here, okay? Or you can click on to the left side, modules. And last week was our first introduction part where you are supposed to follow the steps and finish your first day assignment. I also explained grading in Zoom meeting link. So these are all related. And for this week, we are going to explore Art Foundation 01 module. Okay, for this week, and I believe for this and next 2 weeks, we're going to work on a few different activities. Okay, so the teaching contents, you can click in here. Well, you can see project 1 and project 2 with the description of the project. So I'm now with project 1, and I've already downloaded the presentation, and this is the project sheet. So with both of them, you should have a clear idea what needs to be done. And of course, in a moment, I'm going to demonstrate how to use paper to cut. So, so here we are. I already downloaded. This is the PowerPoint, and I can play it. Well, for project 1, we are all discussing how to organize your specific parts into some type of organized whole. And this, we call this process of organizing as design. And in project 1, which is called line, you're going to investigate different visual qualities inherent in various linear organizations. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that. Okay, it is recording. I was thinking maybe I forgot to record, sorry. All right, so investigate different visual qualities inherent in various linear organizations. So we're talking about the directional design. So we see that in terms of how we compose or how we arrange items or objects along a, in our organization, we have different ways of aligning them. So we can do it horizontally or diagonally or curved, or combination of these three. So with horizontal, it brings us a sense of stability and rest. It gives us good movement when it's diagonal. And in our project, your work is to create 4 abstract designs. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the concentration is on communicating the design principle of unity and variety for each visual organization. So with the horizontal and vertical, you're going to use only horizontal and vertical lines. With curvilinear, you only use curved lines, and diagonal, you only use diagonal direction. And combination basically means that you should use all 4 kinds of direction. So one thing that you have to remember is that you are going to pay attention to the unity and variety. I would say first to unity, because you want to bring a oneness into your design. And variety means that something that's very interesting to look at. So you want to surprise your audiences. You want to make some, just very whimsical moments. But you need to have a balance between unity and variety. And line can become shape. Don't use something that's very, very thick. Just keep it, I would say anything that goes ½ inches would be considered, or somewhere like between line and shape. So try to use something that's smaller, thinner. Implied lines means lines that are broken. So you don't have to use solid lines. You can use pieces here to indicate they are connected. Pay attention to the craftsmanship. Make sure they are clean and follow directions. Strive for simplicity, unity, emphasis, and balance. We want to see something that shows a one piece. However, you don't have to overdo it. What I see in Project 1 is a lot of students who would want to cut a lot of shapes and a lot of lines in there, and they just put them up there without organizing. So pay attention. It's the way that you organize your pieces that matters the most, okay? And so I don't want to see like too many lines in there. I don't want to see like disorganization or sameness throughout. And of course, imbalance. So here, back to the quality of these different lines. Rest, calm, inorganic, and stabilizing effects are typical features for horizontal and vertical lines. And diagonal lines suggest movement, action, and dynamic feeling. Curved lines, it's basically can rhythmically destabilize the whole composition. It could suggest constant motion, and it means something that's organic. When we have all of them combined, basically that's the reality, right? It's hard to isolate to one quality in reality. We see when you step into a room, you see all kinds of lines contoured into shapes. So you want to make your design visually interesting. You want to balance the big three, which is what? Horizontal, vertical, diagonal, and curved lines. All right, so you are going to use, comes to the supplies part. You're going to use 4 different letter size paper, okay? So I understand since you are at home, you probably don't have access to cardstock paper, which should not be a big issue for me, because for this semester, you are going to take picture or scan your image and upload to Banaweb. So it really does not matter that much whether you're using cardstock paper or just regular print paper. Both are fine for me, okay? But you will need to have, you will need to locate some black paper as well, because you want to do black and white or white and black. So I have here, both are cardstock paper. So 8 by 10 or 11.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 11, which is a typical letter size. If you could see that, maybe you can read it here. So it says 8.5 by 11. So both are okay for me, again, because it's scanned digital work. So one thing you have to remember is design must go from edge to edge. As you could see from the 4 examples here, each one of them, we go from top to bottom, at least touch 1 point on each one of the 4 sides. Does that make sense? So for example, when you look at the horizontal and vertical, you see that on top, it has 1 touch on top. And to the left side, we have 1 touch on left, right? On the right side, we have 3 bars on top, and then we have a few more in the center. And same thing for the bottom. So the reason is that we don't want the design to be floating in the center, which is a typical way usually people would do. They would not consider the sides. But designers, we consider the parameter areas. They are very important, okay? Please use 4 separate sheets, and you can cut black paper on white or white on black. So that's the part that I would want you to, basically the description of the project. So a few things in addition to the criteria. I would suggest that you since you're working at home, you have enough time. So you can always, it's better to map out your design first, or thumbnail sketch, or just kind of like suggest to yourself what you want to really create. Because there are two pieces, okay? You can make these two pieces to be side by side, and they would all suggest a common style. That would be awesome. Or you want to use different styles cross out. That's okay. You also want to get access to a good ruler, because, for example, the diagonal and horizontal vertical lines, you need to measure them and cut them straight. The lines needs to be straight. Finally, how to upload to our website, okay? Again, as I said, you can take a picture, okay, and upload to BannerWeb, or you can scan that image if you happen to have a scanner or a printer with scanning function. You could do that. That actually is even better because the image will appear to be natural, and there's no lighting issue at all. Okay, so after that, you upload to BannerWeb, and make sure that you put correct naming, okay, naming convention. At least I need to see your first name and last name, and upload in there, and you're good to go. Okay, thanks.